Now, when you come to the mains examination, every question has what is called an operator. There is a statement. We say there is a statement. And this statement is followed by an operative word. For example, there is a question, there is an operative word called discuss. What you have to discuss? You discuss with your friends always. So what does a discussion entail? What is needed in a discussion? Basically, when you are discussing with your friends, is it only the positives or is it also the negatives also? Positives and negatives. Are you always in a position to convince your friend? Or your friend is able to convince you? Both may be possible, both may not be possible. Generally, we discuss and agree upon disagreement. Ultimately, you say, you have your mind, you won't believe me, I'll have my mind. So like this, in a discussion, it is not necessary for you to arrive at a conclusion. Conclusion is not needed. But if you can give, that is fine enough. It's not needed. But you will have to present both sides. It's a discussion. A discussion does not always land in an agreement. Right? You are discussing an issue. There are positive aspects, negative aspects. We talked about, say, for example, we talked about delimitation, we talked about nota. Both are there. Right? You can give both. If you can arrive at a conclusion, if your points are more strong, you can always say, this is better than that. If your points are not strong, just leave it like that. Okay? Then, there is another word that is comment. In a comment question, it is necessary that you should express your opinion. How is my lecture? Good or bad? Comment. You have some opinion, is it not so? Then I can ask you, why is it good? If somebody says bad, I ask him why it is bad. You are very much afraid. Are you happy? You will not say bad. So, an opinion is first necessary, and this opinion has to be logical. Logical means reasonable. Reasoning should be there. Why this is good? Why this is not good? You can take anything. You can take a positive side, you can take a negative side, or it doesn't matter. We said the candidate should be able to think, is it not so? And make an opinion. What was that we said? We said the candidate should be able to take a view on conflicting socio-economic aspects, is it not? What is your view on this? They are asking you. Do you think it's good? Why is it good? It's bad? Why is it bad? Comment. Okay? Then comes examine. Any exam basically is to find out faults. If I conduct an exam, the purpose is not to see how many good points you have. My basic focus would be what are the negative aspects that are there? What are the defects that are there? If I have not marked anything, that means that your answer is good. Right? So the purpose of examination is to find out defects, negative aspects. So if there is a question, then you can say these are the defects in that particular statement is there, followed by an examination, you find out. Examine the reasons for the failure of Panchayat Raj. Right? Close observation, like a medical examination. Very close observation, closely you observe, examine the specimens, and then you say what is wrong with that. That is what is examination. Then, another term that is used is elucidate. Elucidate means lucidly explain. Lucidly means clearly. You have to give a lot of examples also. Elucidate, lucidly explain, lucidly, very clearly explain. That means in that particular statement, there is something hidden, not expressed. You'll have to read the statement more than once to find out what is the hidden aspect in that particular question, and then elaborate that hidden aspect, not the what is obviously seen. Obvious means it is open. Something is open, something is hidden. This hidden, cryptic meaning, we call it as cryptic. Something is hidden there. You will not be able to find out by one reading that question. Maybe you'll have to read more than once or twice. Then you'll be able to find out what is this. Then elaborate on that. This is what is called elucidate, lucidly explain. Then there is something called evaluate. Evaluation means assessment. Always you'll ask a question, is it worth? Is it worthy or not? That is evaluation. If you want to spend some money, you will decide, is it worth it or not? You want to buy a bike, you want to buy a car, then you'll have this question, is it worth it? Do I need it? What is the reason? Etc., etc. Is it not? So evaluation is always assessment. Deciding whether it is useful or not, deciding whether it is worthy or not, spending the money or whatever it is that. For that, you'll have to have some comparison also. Something is good, something is bad. You compare. You want to buy a car. There are so many brands are available. How do you decide which one? You evaluate each one, is it not? You will evaluate on aesthetics, you will evaluate on speed, you will evaluate on performance, you will evaluate on efficiency of fuel, you will evaluate on safety. Once all these are done, then you will say, this is what I want. Is it not so? So evaluation is assessment, deciding whether it is worthy or not. Anything, any issue, right? Then another is enumerate. Enumerate means numbering, listing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Enumerate the causes. For, so we just mentioned Panchayat Raj, failure of Panchayat Raj. So what are the lists? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you may have to write, there are many reasons. Sometimes they may ask you a question, what is the major reason or major impact? Say, for example, impact of demonetization, let's say. Major means there are many as consequences. Among all the consequences, something is very important. What is that important consequence that has happened because of demonetization? Maybe 1 or 2. In that case, you will write an answer. There are, say, for example, more than one. One is, say, for example, conversion towards digital. What is the digital? Currency. The other is reduction of corruption. Major. There are several others. You may list them, you may not list them. Not always, right? So when you are enumerating, you have to start like this. First one, second one, third one. There's nothing like firstly, you can write firstly, secondly, thirdly, not write fourthly, fifthly, further, in addition to, moreover, beyond this. Don't put that fourthly, fifthly, Bruce Lee like that. Okay? There's nothing of that sort. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, then from fourth onwards, don't say fourthly, further, in addition to, moreover. These are connecting words. English language has many connecting words. Consequentially, subsequently. Language is very important. right? Not just brackets and multiplication symbols. Okay. So you'll have to look at that also. Enumerate the causes, enumerate the reason for the success, enumerate the reason for the failure, whatever is that. You have to come out with a list. Sometimes they ask you justify, are you for and against? Let give for, against, both. Argue for and against. In favor of, as against this particular phenomenon. Both you have to give. You may conclude, you may not conclude. Then sometimes there is another word that is called you justify. You have an opinion and you will have to justify that opinion. Why do you think that is right? Why do you think that is wrong? Justification. Reasoning. You will have to come out with the reasons. Then there is another word, compare and contrast. Sometimes both may be used together. When you talk of comparing, you will have to identify the similarities. When you talk of contrast, identify the differences. So whenever you have a question which says compare and contrast the Indian and American democratic systems, right? You'll have to find out what are the similarities between American and Indian democratic systems and what are the differences between American and Indian democratic systems. Compare and contrast. Similarities and dissimilarities. Similarities and differences in a particular phenomenon. Okay? Then there is one more word. It can be examine, it can be evaluate, it can be analyze. Whatever is the word, it is critical. Critically examine, critically analyze, critically examine. Anything, critically evaluate, whatever is that. Whenever we say critically examine, first of all, there is a theory, there is an idea behind it. First, take the idea. Explain the idea. Then on this idea, there are different opinions, positive opinions and negative opinions. Both are there. Then you may define, go on negative opinions or you may go on positive opinions. If you accept positive opinions, this idea is validated. If you go negatively, this idea is invalid. That is what is critically examine, critically analyze. Right? So first of all, there is a fundamental idea. Right? And that fundamental critically examine gravity phenomena. Only positives? Negatives are also there. Right? Then ultimately you may say it is useful. It may not be useful. Is gravity useful? It reduces our movement, is it not so? You forgot your physics? What is the shortest distance between 2 points? Huh? I don't know. What is the shortest distance? What is the shortest distance between 2 points? I'm a devil's advocate. What do you think? Shortest distance between 2 points. Why are you so silent? All of you are science graduates. Displacement is the shortest distance, is it? Displacement. I don't understand. How is displacement the shortest distance? What is displacement? If I ask you to move from that chair and come here and ask this person to go there, that is displacement. Is it not? That is straight line. Who said that? Please, have you mapped a magnetic field? North Pole and South Pole? Bar magnet, have you seen some experiment? Okay. Suppose this is a North Pole and South Pole. Does the magnetic field go like this? Or does the magnetic field go like this? Huh? My point is right. What does nature follow? Straight line or sharp line? If a river is flowing, does it flow straight or it go in curve? So the opinion that the shortest distance between 2 points is straight line is not right. Nature follows its own course. Have you heard of the word news? What is news? I think people would have told you long back. North, east, west, south. Right? I have another explanation. News is a collection of in the north, east, west, south, overnight. Am I right or not? So news is singular or plural? Plural, not singular. My reasoning. I don't know whether it is right, you agree or not, but that is my opinion. I will continue to follow this opinion. Get the point? So for everything, you should have your own opinion. That's why we said if you are getting the civil service because of you, if you are not getting the civil service, it's because of you.